This idea of advancing liberty is a most peculiar thing. On the one hand, it requires a certain enlightenment and higher order thinking to be properly incorporated into civil government. On the other hand, it requires a certain humility and self-denial of power. That is why a free people living in a free society and enjoying a free economy is such a rare phenomenon when one views the full sweep of human history. Advancing liberty requires men and women with a certain understanding of the balance between liberty and law in a free society. Now, no one personified these qualities, enlightenment coupled with self-denial of power, more than George Washington. He was an icon of civic virtue. We all know lots of stories about Washington and his virtuous character. But an obscure event at the end of America's War of Independence illustrates how he personified civic virtue quite well. The year was 1783. The place, Newburgh, New York. It was near the conclusion of the long, hard Revolutionary War for Washington and his troops. Washington's soldiers had not received the compensation that they had been promised by Congress, and some had not been paid for several years. But they trusted Washington, and they knew that he could make it right. One of the ideas was to seize power and to make him king. So here it was. The war was won, the civil situation was very uncertain, and Washington had the power to bring peace and stability to the new American government within his grasp. What did he do? Well, his actions ended up advancing liberty. He did not acquiesce to the urgings of his officers. He did not become the benevolent dictator that they wanted. He diffused the situation by the skillful use of humility with honor. By denying power to himself, he managed to convince his men to reaffirm their allegiance to the Congress instead of conducting a coup d'etat. Isn't it amazing how these advancements of liberty can occur in such unremarkable places? For remember, America was an unremarkable place. It was not like the colonies of India or those in the Caribbean, where trade flourished and with it great wealth. Who could have foretold America's role in the advancement of liberty? But that's the way it has always been. In 1215, Runnymede was an unremarkable place, yet that is where the Magna Carta was signed. In 1620, Plymouth was an unremarkable place, yet that is where the Mayflower Compact was signed. And it is like that today. The advancement of liberty is dependent upon informed citizens who understand the principles of liberty and have the moral courage to stand upon those principles. It is their dauntless courage and steadfast resolve that make any place remarkable for future generations. Even such a place, or perhaps especially such a place as Oklahoma. The Oklahoma Council of Public Affairs is an indispensable public policy organization providing accurate and timely information to our citizens and our public servants. For the past 15 years, OCPA has been Oklahoma's free market think tank. It has provided in-depth analysis and widespread publication on issues that directly impact our freedom. OCPA is poised to serve an even greater role as Oklahoma enters its second century of statehood.